ain't mad cause I'm chillin'. I'm about to go outside and make a killing. For real, they ain't mad cause I'm dope.
What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Chillin' with Ones. I am J1s, of course, and I'm here with
the one and only Crump Casso.
How you doing today, man? What's going on with you?
Good, sir. It's been a good day. I'm blessed.
For real? For real?
Yeah, man.
Yo, I actually had a headache today. I caught one of your darn headaches. Oh, no, but
for the record, for those who don't know, I'm not laughing at the fact that he's in pain. I get frequent headaches all the time. So that it's like we switch.
Right.
We switch.
But I know why. I was up late.
Oh.
I was up to like 3 in the morning, so I knew I was gonna pay for it.
Yeah.
So I had to, make sure I get a little nap in.
Get that sleep in, man.
Gotta, caught a goodie real quick. And now I'm straight. Now I'm good enough to host at least. You know what I'm saying? But we back again another day. Back to talk about music again.
Always.
That's what we do,
Music
man.
is life.
We need to move away from rap, man.
We really should.
That's all we talk about.
It really is. It really is all we talk about. We need to figure out we go off on some tangents, diverge, and
right. We
at least talk about some R&B or pop or something. We can music related.
We gonna start moving another direction. But if y'all like the hip hop, the rap talk, we will be glad or happy to oblige.
Oh, we do that all day.
Right, facts. So today we're gonna do an album review. We're gonna keep it slight. Just go talk about an album review, and this album is really big. It's a lot to unpack. So we should be able to spend a lot of time, a pretty good amount of time on this and unpacking it. We are talking about Kendrick Lamar's new album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. He finally dropped. How long has it been? What?
Years.
5 years? 4 years?
At least 4 years.
He finally blessed us with music.
Yeah.
Everybody has to get out of the way and witness. I ain't even gonna start going there yet. I'm gonna wait, and I'm just gonna start it off with, how did you feel about the album overall?
Overall,
I liked it.
I liked it a lot. It was definitely a piece of art, and that's what I like about Kendrick. I feel like he puts his all into his albums. I feel like, we talked about this before. We've mentioned Kendrick several times before. Like, he's very creative. He's very creative as an artist. I feel like nothing. Choose my words wisely.
What you about to do? What you about to say?
I feel like I'm gonna be doing that a lot throughout this episode. Choose my words wisely. I feel like a lot of things that he does are intentional, which I like. I like that a lot. I was gonna say something else, and I was gonna say, let me rewind it back. You
about to hate already?
No, I'm not hating.
He's about to talk
a lot of people.
Let me go and get my water out there. Let me go and get this up.
No, a lot of people tend to, not just with Kendrick, they do with a lot of artists, where they're like, oh, he's so lyrical and this, that, and the third, or Lupe fans might be the worst. Like, and they'll take something something basic, like, I ate Fruit Loops this morning. They'll be like, what he meant by Fruit Loops was the life of Earth is giving him fruit, is bearing fruit, and he's going loop because life circles in a loop. And no, that's you reach it.
That might be true though. When somebody like him, Lupe, he is that lyrical though. He's an alien.
Lupe is, listen, he is. But we can talk about that another time,
right?
But Tetsuo and Youth.
What? Oh, which one? Is that the one with all the colors on it? With the color
and every song was 7 minutes, 8 minutes long.
See, I don't know why I feel like I like that one, but I don't remember. It's a long time since I listened to it.
It was cool, but I really felt my brain was exploding while I was listening to it. It was good, but it was just it was too much to me.
Is that a bad thing?
For my brain to explode? Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, your brain exploding, is that...
No, it's a bad type
something
of
to knock him for as a lyricist, or
no, it's not nothing to knock him for. And ironically, Lupe saying "Dumb It Down," Lupe got the "Dumb It Down" song. But sometimes I feel like it's needed a little bit. Like, sometimes you can go too far to where it's not even enjoyable anymore.
Okay,
we're getting off on a tangent.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, so how we tying this into
anyway?
Kenny?
No, I was gonna say I almost said that earlier. That's what I had to make sure I took my words wisely. Kendrick did a lot. I feel like he did a lot of intentional things on this album, and I thought it was really dope. I thought it was really dope, and like I said, I've seen the people here and there say things I was like, okay, that's a reach. But majority of the stuff I feel like was intentional with what he was saying, what he was talking about, his words, even the N95 music video, which we can talk about later. But I think I like that album a lot. Yeah.
Okay. I feel the same. I like it a lot. It's potentially my favorite project of his. Potentially. Now I'm never, because I know a lot of people like Good Kid, Mad City as his best, or say that's his best project, and I'm never gonna argue anybody that says that, because I feel like that is a different Kendrick. That Kendrick is more, hip hop centered. I think the Kendrick now, he's still hip hop, but he's more melodic with it, and I like more melodic Kendrick. Like, I separate Kendrick into like two spaces on opposite sides of To Pimp a Butterfly, because we already talked about To Pimp a Butterfly and how we feel about it. We respect it, but it's like as encyclopedia is like the knowledge, but it's not the most catchy. It's not the most like rappity rap like hip hop we want to hear from an album necessarily.
Right. He had a few on it, but yeah. So
he has that one. So that's kind of where the line is for me. So then before that, you got like your Section 80s, and then you got like your Good Kid, Mad Cities, where he was still dropping knowledge and stuff, and he had a little bit of, he definitely had some, melodic in there, some singing in there, but it's not as much as now.
Right.
It was still more rap. And then after The Pimp a Butterfly, you had Darn. Sorry, people, I'm gonna call it Darn. That's how I do. Darn. That's when he like I said, I feel like Andre 3000 had his fingerprints all over that album. The way he was like singing, the way he was setting up those songs and stuff, and that was definitely different from Good Kid, Mad City, and now we're here at the Big Steppers or whatnot. And I feel like the Big Steppers is basically kind of like a continuation of Darn or whatnot. He's still kind of in that space to me with that melodic rap, but he's still doing more melodic stuff. And I like that Kendrick better. And I was almost kind of liking Darn better than Good Kid, Mad City. I know that's kind of like a hot take, because I ain't really hear nobody say that. Yeah. But I just like that style of Kendrick. It's more interesting to me. It's more inspiring to me, the way he it switches from this style of music, because he still has like the bangers. He still got the DNAs and the way he's rapping or whatever, but he still will give you the loyalties.
I was gonna say that,
so I like that Kendrick, and this was more on that level, and I like this song more than Darn. I mean, I like this album more than Darn, so potentially it's my favorite project from him, potentially. But I'm not gonna argue nobody that likes Good Kid, Mad City. If that's the style of Kendrick you like, I understand that. Now, if you say To Pimp a Butterfly, I'll argue you down on that. I'll argue you down on that, even though I respect To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, it ain't no album that Kendrick has to where it's like I can just be like, "Fuck, you like that?"
Yeah,
like I gotta respect it. Whatever you pick, I kind of gotta respect it. And I don't feel like that way with any other artist. Even my favorite artist, Jay-Z, if he say like, oh man, Kingdom Come is my favorite. Even though when you go back and listen to it now, it's not as bad as kind of what we was making it out to be.
I like Kingdom Come when it came out. I guess I was in the...
I'm not saying it's bad, but a lot of people are kind of down on Kingdom Come, or maybe the Blueprint 3. Yeah. It's not his lower... whatever projects, general consensus or whatever, and I think that's kind of what he's built. It's hard to keep that level, but anyway, if somebody said Kingdom Come or Blueprint 3, I would kind of question that, because I'm like, okay, you ain't listened to Blueprint, you ain't never listened to Reasonable Doubt, you ain't never listened to like, but Kendrick, it's like any album you say, I would argue you down more with The Pimp a Butterfly, but even that I gotta respect.
Yeah, it's still a very solid album.
I gotta respect, especially depending on what you say. Shout out to Jay. I feel like he would be able to like speak his points very well on why he likes The Pimp a Butterfly. If he did, I don't know if he did, but he's very like intellectual with lyricism, and I know how he would like explain it. Somebody like that would probably, I'd be like, all right, I get that's what you like. I agree. I give you that. So I really like this. I really like this joint. Like, it's two albums. It's two albums. I really don't skip nothing until you get to, I forgot what it's called, but it's the You Can't Please Everybody song.
I can't remember which one.
Can't please everybody. You can't please it, which is true, but I can't I do not like that one, man. I do not like that one. And that's my first like real skip I get to. But you already passed a whole disc by then.
Right.
Like that's like number 2 or 3 on the second disc.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's really good for a 2 disc joint.
Yeah, I agree. Every my first listen through, I didn't skip any songs. But to your point, I don't remember exactly which song it was necessarily, but it was one song probably around disc 2. It might have been the same song where I was like, I still let it run, but I was like, I'm not really. Now upon second and third listen, now I do skip a lot more songs now, but none of the songs are bad. I just.
So what you skipping? What's the good songs? What's the bad songs?
See,
Hold on. Well, before you even get into that, I want to know your opinion on where does it stand in his discography before you get there.
Okay, and I know we have this argument all the time, but are we talking about my personal list, or are we talking about just in general? If we saying like it's a good album,
you know, I'm always asked about your personal to you, where you think it stands in his discography. Because I said I potentially is number 1. I'm just listening to it some more because I don't want to get. I kind of felt like I wanted to make sure I wasn't in that mode to like, okay, this is new. We ain't listened to Kendrick in so long. Oh man, this Kendrick, it's the best. Like I wanted to kind of give myself time to calm down on it before I just say it's my favorite. But I'm feeling that way, just honestly. And I felt like I did a good job explaining why. But how do you feel?
And we're only counting studio albums, right? Like Section 80 don't count.
Yeah, I'm not really counting. Okay. I mean, you can if you want to. But me personally, I wasn't a big fan of Section 80. But that's just me.
And are we counting? We're not counting Black Panther. Are we counting back just his 4 albums? Okay, 4 studio albums. I would put it at 3.
Okay, so what's the order? What's it behind?
Good Kid, Mad City is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
I put Damn at number 2, and then this would be number 3.
Oh, you got Darn Over It?
Yeah, actually.
You think that's a better album than this one?
See, again, saying better, I enjoyed it more. More. Lyrically, that's why I said my personal like, or it was actually just in general as a rap album. But if we're talking just my personal enjoyment, I put it at 3.
I'm not mad at that because I really do like that album.
Yeah.
But do you think it could potentially change as you listen more and give it time to breathe? Do you think it could potentially move up?
Yeah, it has potential to grow on me. It already has. Honestly, since the first time I listened to it, so it already has grown on me. I said the only thing that I feel like this album, that Damn has over this album, is that there are certain songs that immediately, like DNA, as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is fire. I really like Loyalty. Like, as soon as I heard it, I was like, this is fire. I didn't really have any songs like that on this album for me that was like that for me.
You feel that way about N95? Off the gate, no?
Second time through, I was like, okay. And the third time, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm rocking with this.
I like that junk off the gate.
I liked it, but it wasn't like fire to me. Like,
you ugly, out of pocket. Like,
yeah, I liked it. Don't get me wrong. When I first heard it, I was like,
you a minute.
Yeah, when I first heard it, when I liked it, I was like, okay, we rapping on this album. I was like, okay, let's keep this energy up. He didn't. The song went, the album went, up and down. It had its, slow moments and up and down melodies and all that. So no, I liked the song. It just wasn't fire to me. Like if I had, on my first listen through, if I hopped in your car after that, I wouldn't be like, yo, throwing it in. Like, no. Now, yeah, I like it a lot. But my first listen through, no. But it's DNA, the first time hearing DNA, I was like, yo, this is fire. Loyalty, fire. Like, I feel like there were several songs like that in the album. That's the only thing that album had.
I like that album a lot.
Yeah.
I can't really be mad at that. Like,
so to me, that's the only thing that album had over this one.
Because I did go back to Darn and listen, and it's still good. It's still good. I'm still kind of fighting. Like, it would be one of them two if I was gonna pick my favorite.
Right.
It'd probably be one of them two.
Yeah.
I think that's, like I said, it's kind of a hot take because it
is.
People love that Good Kid, Mad City, and I do too. But like I said, my love for Kendrick kind of grew a little later. Pause. Like, I listened to Section 80, and I was like, okay, he nice, he's good, but it wasn't like no, oh man, this dude next up or nothing like that. I'm really like, or whatever. It's just like, okay, he cool. And then Good Kid, Mad City came out. And I was like, okay, this is a really good album, but I still wasn't like on the bandwagon yet. It was just like, okay, this a good album. I like, swimming pools is, it's dope. But
Right.
it didn't really catch fire for me until Darn, really. Because The Pimp a Butterfly, I was kind of taken back by that one. I was like, okay, but that wasn't the album to push me over the edge, but it was Darn. I kind of really got on the bandwagon late. So, that's probably part of the reason why I don't put Good Kid, Mad City first. And on top of that, like I said, I just like melodic Kendrick. I like him going into those different pockets, those different spaces that he goes to, and the different flows. Like his flow right now is just, in style of music, is kind of like just so broad now, and he can kind of do whatever he want. Like he'll switch up and do something you ain't even see coming for that type of song. Like for the N95, the whole thing is dun, 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 and then next thing you know, serving up the drink. Yeah. He might have not did that back then, or at least not as much.
Right.
Or whatnot, not as much, or whatnot. So
I agree with that.
Or whatever. So like I said, that's me explaining, a little bit more why I might not put Good Kid, Mad City at number one. But like I said, I'm not gonna argue nobody that say that, because I know that's a really good album. Yeah. Facts. I can't deny that.
It's my favorite. But I guess to a point, I like rapping Kendrick more than melodic Kendrick. Melodic Kendrick's dope too. Kendrick's just dope as an artist. Period. Okay. Yeah, I like Good Kid, Mad City.
So like I said, like I asked you before, so what are the good songs? What are bad songs? What are songs you skip? What are your favorites? Like,
okay, so that's kind of hard to say what songs are the bad songs.
Let me get into
I gotta pull up my notes
to the track list.
So it's kind of hard for me to say what songs are the bad songs for me. I didn't really write them down or really take note of them. I more or less took note of which ones I thought were good.
Well, I got a question for you. So how did you feel about when you first put it in, right? And you heard United in Grief. How did you feel about that song off first listen?
I liked it a lot.
See, now that one had to grow on me.
Really? So I liked it, but again, it wasn't like a banger. Like, again, I'm not hopping in the whip saying, "Oh, let me throw that in there." But I liked it though. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because I think maybe that is the reason why I like N95 a little bit more, because the first time I listened to it, I was kind of down on United in Grief. Yeah. So I was like, okay. And it, like I said, more I listen to it, I like United in Grief now. I like, and he going in or whatever. Right. But when I first listened to it, I was like, come on, Kendrick, like give me something like. Yeah. And then N95 comes on, so I'm like, oh, okay, that's it or whatever. So
I feel you. I was kind of the same way, but so my only thing was I did like United in Grief, but kind of similar to you, I was like, so this direction we're going with this album, I see. Right. That's what we're doing. Poetic Kendrick. That's what we're getting from this album. But I liked it though. I did like United in Grief. It's just, again, not requesting to play that in my car, my whip, or whatever when I'm driving, but I liked it though. I agree, it's different. Yeah, I like it.
So what are your other joints that stood out to you?
Like I said, I like N95. Go back.
Matter of fact, you know what? Let's just kill two birds with one stone. Let's just go through the list. Okay. Let's just talk about the songs. Yeah. All right. So we already talked about United in Grief. Like I said, now that I've listened to it a few times, I like the song now. I think it definitely sets the tone in a strong way. He's spitting, he going in, he's letting people into his life and what a little bit of what he been through and stuff like that. So yeah, but it definitely took me a little while, like maybe another listen or two for me to really be like, okay, I like this joint. Yeah, to really get into it, because that beat is kind of like. That beat is different. Like you can get into it, but it especially listening to it on the first thing, it's kind of weird. It's kind of hard to like. It's kind of like shocking.
Yeah,
like
I agree.
You kind of like it's like hard to kind of vibe to it. Like you gotta listen to it a little bit. So like I said, N95, we both love N95. Like, you want to go ahead and talk about the video? How'd you feel about the video?
I like the video a lot. Side note, really quick before we even move forward.
What's that?
I'm about to annoy you a lot throughout this.
Why?
This list.
Because you don't remember none of the songs.
Basically.
I told you.
No, so what I did was the songs that I liked, I made notes of or whatever. Okay. But the ones I was just like, oh, that's straight. I didn't really make notes, so therefore I don't remember what they were. And I should have brought my headphones with me, so I could literally just been listening while he's talking. But yeah, some.
We'll play it if we
do that. All right, well,
we'll play it if need be.
Yeah. But yeah, so back to N95. I thought the video was dope. I like the video a lot. It's really dope. The video actually made me like the song more. Just having that visual match up with the song. I loved everything about it. I thought it was really dope. The kiss, like we mentioned earlier.
Him and his cousin.
Yeah, I thought I actually really like that part. I know it sounds kind of, I guess, like weird or whatever, but I liked it because they are family.
Not weird about that. They family.
Right, they family. So I actually like that a lot because they are family. Like, and I just thought it was dope. And then I also I saw somebody talking about that moment, that kiss or whatever, and they kind of broke it down. And at first I was like, here we go, another one of them reaches or whatever.
Broke it down.
Yeah.
Break it down. What about it?
But then I did my homework and I was like, yo, I think this was literally like strategically done. And I was like, yo, this is genius.
What did they say?
So, they were talking about, and you a big, church guy or whatever. So, like Judas and everything. Mm-hmm. And they were talking about the kiss of Judas. Which I wasn't really familiar with. I had to go do my research. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not the biggest Bible guy or whatever, so I had to go Google it. Because at first I was like, nah, that's kind of a reach. But I Googled the kiss of Judas, and it's a big thing apparently. Right. Like, he kisses Jesus to point out to the people who they're the kill or whatever. Right. Yeah, I apologize if I'm saying anything incorrect, y'all.
No.
Don't offend nobody. I'm not a big Bible guy, but
you're doing good, son.
Thank you. Jesus knows my heart. Right. I might not read it all the time like I should, but we
got your path. You got your path.
But anyway, so they were saying like that bar that he says, and we could pull it up, but I mean later or whatever. It's really not necessary. The bar that he says when Baby King kisses him or whatever, something about would you? Damn, I wish I had looked it up. But it's like, would you throw away your brother for something or spare your brother? I forgot what it was, and that's when he kisses him. Right. So something like that lyric lines up with the Judas kiss, saying like he would like, I guess, throw Kendrick to the wolves. I guess sort of like, and I'm sure that was like supposed to be funny or whatever. But I really feel like that was done intentionally. I feel like that kiss was done at that line for that moment to symbolize like Keem was saying he would like kind of rat our, throw Kendrick to raise himself up or whatever.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And it also made me wonder if that was also another reason why he kind of looked at him like, so what, maybe it wasn't just for the kiss, maybe it's also for the fact that it's Judas' kiss also. And that might be a reach, but I don't know. But either way, I thought it was really dope.
Yeah, I thought about that. I told him I didn't even see the kiss until like later. Like it was so much going on in video, I didn't even notice that kiss part. Like I don't know, but that part was funny. But that's interesting. I didn't think about it like that. I mean, it could be. That's definitely interesting, but. N95 is one of my favorites. I was gonna say it's one of my favorites. It's probably like in my top 3, top 5 on the album.
For me too. Yeah.
I feel like I've said this before. Kendrick does the best job. I don't feel like anybody does it better than him at taking knowledge and like fun and putting it together. Yeah. To where it's like, okay, you dropping knowledge, but I can still nod to this. I'm still rocking to this. Yeah. Even though he has some songs to where it's just he's telling a story and that's fine. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But he has a great way of putting it together and still having like catchy stuff along with the knowledge and trying to teach you something and saying something with substance. Yeah. Whatever. So N95 is another one of them. Yeah. How did you feel about Worldwide Steppers?
One of the ones that I do not remember. So hold on.
I was just playing it. Yeah, that dun, 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 had that beat. That one.
Oh, this one was cool. Like I said, it just wasn't one of my favorites. That wasn't like a really standout track for me. I mean, I liked it, but again, it wasn't like, oh, this one a banger or whatever. But it was cool. I like this flow. I kind of like the way he's kind of storytelling a little bit. It was cool. How you feel about it?
It's not a banger, and it's still not a banger, but I like it. I like it. That was another one. I was actually, the first time I listened to this, I was kind of scared because United in Grief was kind of shaky. He had N95. I thought it was fire. And then right after N95, we got Worldwide Steppers. So I'm like, because that beat, that see, all rappers can't do this. All rappers can't do this, but Worldwide Steppers isn't like the dopest beat.
Right.
I'm actually kind of mad that little piece where they switch up, that's actually the dope beat.
Yeah.
There's a little piece in there and it switches up and
I do remember that.
Or whatever. I'm like, yo, why you ain't use that?
Yeah, I remember that.
But I mean, I understand. I'm sure he used that beat for a reason. It was intentional. He wanted, but it's not the dopest beat. That's just what it is. But some people can get away with kind of making you like, even though a beat ain't the most fire, because if you have a dope beat, it's hard for you to mess up a song. If the beat is just fire, it's hard for you to mess it up. If you mess it up, you terrible. All you gotta do is just ride the beat or whatever. Yeah. But some people can like work around a beat that's not the most fire and still make it fire, still make it dope. Everybody can't do that. Yeah. Once the beat is like lackluster or not as, not what you would want and not as expected, it's kind of over for you. But not with Kendrick, because he says so much and he can do so much with his voice and his flow to where you still gonna like listen and you can still kind of like find a way to get there. Yeah. So even though it took me, like I said, the first listen, I was kind of, shaky on United Grief and Worldwide Steppers. Second and third listen, I got more into it, and that beat is kind of like, once you really like get into it, it's infectious. That beat be in my head like, even though that beat is super like weird or whatever you want to call it, but it be in your head like it's that's demonic. I don't like that. I don't like it, but I do like the song. But it's on the, it'll be like mid to low. If I put all the songs, like if I ranked all the songs, it would be like mid to low. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. Die Hard.
Die Hard. I don't remember a whole lot about Die Hard in terms of like the words of chorus and stuff like that, but I do remember that I liked it. Definitely one of the more like R&B type of ones or melodic ones. I liked it.
Do you love me? Do you trust me?
Oh yeah, yeah. I like.
Man, that sound like you.
That's why I like it.
You said you should like it. That sound like you all day. You gotta support this one.
Yeah, I liked it. I definitely liked it. Like I said, I haven't heard the album enough to remember. To me, it wasn't like fire enough for me to like put on repeat or nothing. So I don't remember how the chorus. And to you just singing it just now, but I liked it. I like this one.
Yeah, I felt the same way, and I actually, we'll get down to this, but we're gonna talk a little bit more. I'm gonna ask you about like how to stack up with like the other songs, not the other songs, but the other albums that have been released. But Kendrick says a lot of things in certain songs on the album, and I don't know about the overall theme, but certain themes on the album I can like really relate with. Like a lot of stuff he says on Die Hard, like you love me, you trust me. If I like, he says something at the end, the way he says something along the lines of if I show you who I am, will you use it against me? Like I can relate to that. Like I've been through that. Like not wanting to give people your all, or especially like he's talking to a woman, right? So that's usually the person that you want to be free and open with and trust, 100%. But sometimes you just like, whatever. Yeah. So that kind of, he says certain things like that just make me really like connect with the song and really like. So I really like Die Hard. Some of the, some of the flow patterns he goes into at the end too, because he doing a lot of kind of singing or whatever. But at the end, he kind of gets into like a more kind of rappy thing. But the way I like. He has like a kind of flow where he puts like gaps in between. It's not like a rapid fire like right. Like I was like, oh, I like the way he riding on the beat or whatever. Yeah. So I really like Die Hard or whatnot. So but let's go ahead and get to Father Time. Another song I feel like is very relatable. I don't have daddy issues or anything like that, but of course, probably most of us know somebody that do, know somebody that didn't have a dad around or don't have the best relationship with their father. And I feel like he was saying a lot of stuff in there that's like true, like where he says like, people learn about being a man and disguise it as being gangster, and You know, you got all these men that's like gangster and they do this, but it's really because, you know, they was raised by like their mother or something like that. But, you know, they didn't have their father around to really tell them how to act. And that's why they are the way they are. And he was really kind of, you know, putting that out there and being open with, you know, how things was like with him and his father.
Yeah.
I thought that was really dope and interesting, and the beat was fire too.
Yeah, it was. Everything about it. I like this. Actually, one of my favorite ones on the album. Probably my top 3.
Me too.
I like it a lot. Like you said, the beat was fire. The context, like everything, the subject matter, like you said, like I felt like it was very relatable. Not directly to me, but I just feel like I know a lot of people who are having like, you know, these issues or whatever. I thought it was dope. Sample on the hook and everything. No chaser.
Yeah. It was smooth.
It was like Sample's hook was super fire. I like that a lot. Like that sample hook was in my head for a while.
Yeah, I definitely like this one from the gate.
Yeah, me too. This is one of the few ones that I like immediately.
He started hitting his stride on the first listen. I'm talking on the first listen. He started hitting his stride around Die Hard for me. Because you got Die Hard, then Father Time. Yeah. And then you got anything else to say about Father Time? Father Time? And then, I mean, I'm going to skip over the Rich interlude unless you have something to say about that. But Rich Spirit, that's in my top 3 too. I love Rich Spirit.
Actually, I don't remember Rich Spirit.
Huh?
I don't remember Rich Spirit. Can I go ahead?
Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song. Stop playing with me before I turn you to a song.
Yeah,
Rich I'm a crack deal. You know more, I'm faster. Like that's a super catchy hook. Like
it is, but it didn't really do it for me. Not that it was bad. It was a good song. It just wasn't like it's not my top 3 or nothing. But it was. I like Rich.
It's in my top 3. Like, and I like I said, here goes Kendrick again, switching it up. The way he raps on that. He has like kind of like this low tone, then strong, like just that dude. He got so many different flows, ways he could change it up. I like the way he rapping on that. I like that beat. It's kind of like a chill vibe. I like that hook. You know, stop playing with me before I turn it to a song. Yeah. I'm attractive, and it's like, you know, it's like confidence. Yeah. Can't you know more? I'm fasting. Like he be doing different stuff. Like, and that's the stuff I like. For rappers to do, to go, you know, over there with it. Like, try different stuff, do different sound effects, do like creative stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, that's another song that he threw in that's kind of like, you know, it's Kendrick, so he's still saying stuff that's intentional that you could probably pull out of it. But at the end of the day, you can just listen to it, just ride to it, just drive in the car, you know, whatever. Yeah. So, I like Rich Spirit. How you feel about We Cry Together? What's so funny, man? This song's serious.
I was ready to talk about this one. This is what I was looking forward to talking to the most. Every song in this album, this is what I want to talk about the most.
Okay. Hold on. Let's hear it, man. Cause that's definitely one of the ones.
Definitely. This is the only song on this entire album that when I heard it for the very first time, I was like, yo, this is fire. But fire in a sense of what it is. Like, I appreciate it for what it is. To me, it's very artistic. Not fire, like, again, I'm not want to go in the bumping in the car, like, hey, yo, throw this, like, it ain't like that. But I was like,
you listening to it in a different way.
Right. It's different. I'm appreciating it for what it is. I love this song just for what it was. It's very, like, again, like, I'm viewing it as art. It was super dope to me, very, very dope. Just the way he handled it. I feel like the storytelling is amazing. Too good, in fact. I'm gonna circle back on that in a minute. Why? The storytelling is amazing. I feel like I've seen artists do similar songs like that. I've seen Cole do a song like this before. I've seen Fab do a song like this. Before, but not to this level. I feel like I feel like he pushed it to a whole new level. I feel like even when Cole and Fab have done it in the past, they like voiced like both people. Like for Kendrick to actually get a female artist or whatever to do her part, I thought it was amazingly dope. It was really good. Now, I told you I was going to circle back around to it. Okay. To me, the storytelling is too good. Like, the song is too good. Okay. And by that, I mean, it's so good. I've only heard the song once. Because when I listened to the album the second time, I had to skip it because I was getting in my feelings. I was like, yo, I'm getting pissed now. I'm getting mad. Just listen to the song, yo. Like, I've been there. I've been there.
I actually feel the same way.
I've been there. The only reason I didn't listen to the song all the way through the first time because I told myself I have to listen to it. I can't not finish this song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, halfway through that song, I was getting mad myself. Like, I was getting like...
You was going in like that? See,
yeah, you haven't seen that
we
side of me.
We're going to take this off of camera.
You're right. You haven't seen that side of me.
Take this off of camera because I just can't see you. You had an argument like that?
I've had one with like... I mean, I don't usually...
That's wild.
I don't have... Okay, for the record, I'm not like straight up like... I don't do the whole straight up like directly cussing you out.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm at that level without using the cuss words. Like I've been that angry before. Like, and I don't like being taken to that level. It's very hard.
Mm-hmm.
As you can hear me saying that's why it's very hard for somebody to get me even to that level in the first place.
Right.
So when you do get me to that level, it makes me even more mad because I feel like I've let you get me to that level. Like I feel like you take me down that road.
Facts.
Usually, not even say usually, it's only been female.
Right. They know how to do it.
They know
how to push the buttons. Facts.
And that's why I say I feel like this song is too good. Like I feel like I was there in the room with them, and I was getting mad on Kendrick's behalf. Like it's too good. So the second time I heard this album, I literally skipped the song because I was like, I can't do this right now. I can't do this right now.
Oh my god!
I loved it. I even love how they ended it with them basically, making up at the end because that's really how it goes. Like I really love this song for that. Like I said, it's just too good. I can't keep.
I feel like it's kind of sad. Like I've had arguments with women before, but not to that extent.
Right.
But I know, like that's sad that is real life. Like that's what a lot of our relationships are. Because that's like they even started off with this is what the world sounds like, and there's truth. I felt the same way. Like when I listen to it every time, it's kind of like awkward to listen to. It's like your boy arguing with his girl, and you just over there like. I mean, we text, come pick me up, or whatever. So I listened to it a couple times or whatever. But yeah, every time you feel it, like they really going in. It's like good acting. Like,
it is. It's a good
really
acting.
Feel it. So
Really
like
acting.
technically, I would kind of put that as like a how I call like a potential skipper because I'm not gonna listen to that every time.
Yeah.
Like it's not because it's bad, but it's just like you don't
can't.
want to hear that every time. Like it's too much. Like and like I said, I done heard like songs with people arguing before and stuff like that, but it wasn't to that
level.
extent of that extreme of the anger. And they was like really tearing into each other. And it was like disrespect on both sides. Like trying to up each other. It was pettiness. It was Kendrick taking the keys. I want these keys. And that. I was like, yo.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a really good song. Like I said, if you looking at it like it's art, that's the way he did that was just great. And it made you feel like you felt it. So, I can't, like I said, I'm not putting it at the top or whatnot, but it's just because of what it is. Like it kind of stands on its own. It's like okay, I put the songs over here, and then you put this song kind of on its own or whatever, because this is a different type of song.
Yeah, I agree. It's his own little piece of artwork over there.
At the end, that makeup's crazy. Like I ain't never been in an argument that extreme, but like I ain't trying to. I don't know. I'm not making up that fast. I need time to calm down. Nah, we ain't about to get nasty and all. Like, I'm still kind of mad. Let me.
I need days and.
And then on top of that, like, ain't nobody really like succumb to anybody either. It's just like I said what I said. You said what you said. All right, let's nah. Somebody gotta reconcile. Somebody gotta say sorry. Somebody gotta do something. Like it was no reconciliation. Like I can't do that. I would never be in a relationship like that. If you find yourself in a relationship like that, you might need to find somebody else or check yourself, get some therapy, whatever you gotta do.
I agree. I'm no
that's very toxic.
Right, I agree. I'm no relationship expert. I know some people actually like that kind of stuff. If we're at that level of cussing each other out and whatnot, that's a no-go for me. Like I've said earlier, I've gotten to those levels of anger, but not to the point where I'm saying petty stuff like that and like cussing at you and whatnot. I've never gotten to that point. At that point, you're right. It's a wrap on the relationship. Just
that's
call it
too
quits.
Much. They was not holding any punches.
Right, they were.
You ready to move
Yeah, we
on?
Move on.
So Purple Hearts, I don't have much to say about our Purple Hearts. It's kind of on the same level as Die Hard, but not as good to me. Even though like Kendrick being catchy again, I like the yeah baby. Yeah, baby. Like I thought that was dope the first time I heard it. Just simple stuff like that. But overall, it's a cool like slower jam. Had a Ghostface at the end. How you feel about Ghostface verse?
I liked it. Yeah,
it was just a cool joint for me.
Yeah, I liked it. And like you said, I was gonna compare it to Die Hard as well. Very similar vibes to me. I liked it though. Like I said, I like Die Hard, so I mean, I like Purple Hearts a lot. It was one of my favorites on the album.
You got it at the top or mid or
kind of close to mid, maybe like maybe top 5, maybe, but it's like I said, it's definitely kind of in the middle somewhere on that area.
It can't get the top 5. Probably be like mid, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to Count Me Out. I really like Count Me Out. That's the beginning. I feel like this is starting the second disc. I don't know. Is the second disc the Steppers or is the first one the Steppers and then the second one Morale? I think
I didn't realize it was broken up like that. Maybe
I think they separated like that. The first one of them is Mr. Morale and the other one is the Steppers.
Oh, I didn't catch
so
that.
I'm guessing like the first one is Mr. Morale, the second one is the Big Steppers. I'm not sure.
I'm not really sure, but Mr. Morale is on the second one, so I don't know if. I don't know. I didn't even catch that. I didn't realize.
Yeah, Count Me Out is definitely in my top 3. I love Count Me Out. Kendrick with them darn T's. Oh, you count me out. Let me count me out. He be killing them darn T's. But like where he goes with that song, once again he's saying stuff that I can relate to. Like, you know, I put it on the devil when they fall short. Like a lot of times we don't do that. Like we get mad at somebody for not doing something or doing us wrong, and that's understandable. We're humans, but he actually said, like, you know, he just blames it on the devil. Like, you know, that's just the devil, or, you know, out looking what's inside of me, you know, God, you know, help me out if I did something wrong type, you know. And like the melodies, the location please, and stuff that he was going through at the end, and he went into a lot of different flows and pockets on that song, and you know, I really like that joint. What you think about it? I like the beat too. It kind of build up like it kind of had like a Kanye feel a little bit too.
Kind of did.
I like that beat though.
Yeah, I liked it. For me, it was just one of the ones that was kind of straight to me. I mean, it was again.
Man, forget you then. You don't know good music.
Yeah, it wasn't like my top 3 or nothing, but I did like it though. Count Me Out was cool. That's really all I got to say about it. But I liked it.
Man, forget you, man. Listen to that song, man. Listen to what he's saying, man. That dude is saying some real stuff in there that I really, you know, maybe it's just me, but I really connected to that, you know, what he was saying on Count Me Out.
It'll probably grow on me later, but right now it's cool.
Okay. Crown is probably the worst song on the album to me. That's the Can't Please Everybody joint.
Oh, I don't remember that. Okay, yeah.
That's probably like, if I'm listening to this thing all the way through, that's the first like real skip for me, where I was just like, it don't matter the day, it don't matter how I'm feeling, whatever, I'm always gonna skip that one. I agree that you can't please everybody, and you can't please me with that one. Like, I do not like that song. The beat is very like nothing, for lack of better words. Dun, 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 just like keys or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's a weird one for me. It's just, I don't know what you think.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I don't like it, but it's definitely lower on the list for me as far as my, like, if I'm ranking them. It's not one of my favorite songs on the album. Yeah, it's alright.
All right. Silent Hill, how you feel about that one?
Silent Hill.
Not fat. I need a little refresher. Oh, it's that one now. It's that one. Yeah.
I was gonna say this song. I kind of like this song a little bit. I think that hook part kind of caught me. But
I was about to get you if you say you ain't like that. Cause I'm starting to learn a little bit more with you and your music and what you like.
Yeah,
that seems like something you would like.
It is. Kendrick, I like it.
that's what Kendrick do.
Like that. I like that one a lot. It's not one of my favorite songs. Believe it or not, it's actually not one of my favorites. I think simply for the fact that I really think I just like the beat. Beat's hot to me. I like the beat, and I just like that cook part. But the verses in between were just kind of like,
it's a mid-level one for me.
Yeah,
I support it, and you know, it's definitely like done gone viral on TikTok. A lot of people using it or whatever. But I think kind of the drawback, you know, Kodak kind of takes me out of it. I ain't gonna fret.
Yeah,
he kind of takes me out of it. It's kind of like watching a movie and they do something stupid and it kind of takes you out of the suspension of belief.
Yeah.
Like it's like, come on now, y'all getting stupid now. Like not to call Kodak stupid, but I'm just using the metaphor example. Like it pulled me out of the song because I do not like his part on the song or whatever. But it's a mid-level one for me. But I support it. I get the catchiness and people having fun with it. Don't nobody not like, you can't not like that hook.
Right.
It's very catchy or whatnot. But all right, how you feel about Savior?
Are we going straight to the actual song or the interlude? Just go straight to the song.
You want to talk about the interview? Because I don't really have anything.
Yeah, we talk about both, really. I mean, it ain't much to talk about the interlude. Believe it or not, I actually like the interlude a little more than the actual song itself.
What?
Yeah, but I like Baby Keem though. I think Baby Keem is dope.
He on the actual song.
Yeah, I know, but I like the interlude better.
I like him without Kendrick.
Not what I'm
Kendrick
saying.
Holding him back.
But I did. But I did like the interlude. I actually did enjoy the interlude more. But even Savior though was a really good song. I like Savior a lot. I'm not sure why I would rank it, but it's definitely in the upper half of it for me.
Yeah, it's definitely on the upper half.
It's one of my favorite songs on the album.
I like what he's. What'd you say?
I said it's one of my favorites.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I like the message behind it. Like where you say, I did this and now your savior. Blah blah blah. Did this. Future did this, but he's not your savior.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's kind of like a theme throughout the song, which I also like. And I'll go ahead and talk about it now. I was gonna go into it a little bit later, but I'll go ahead and talk about it now. I feel like it's a running theme throughout the song with him kind of trying to figure out what he should be doing or saying with his music. And like especially like with the the Heart 5.
Right.
Like it's even in that too where he's kind of talking about he wants the hood to love him, but at the same time he he's talking about like how we like accept stuff that we do and just call it like culture and all that stuff, and they may not accept him because he's being more conscious or whatnot, and and you can kind of tell in this music, and maybe that's why he's so good at it, that he puts the ratchetness in and the bit and all that stuff or whatever, and then he got the knowledge over here too, but he kind of wants to give you the knowledge, but he's kind of having a hard time to putting himself like stepping up to the plate as like a savior, but he don't want to be a savior, but he's kind of having that pullback with like, how do I, I got a responsibility in this place as an artist, as one of like the biggest artists ever. How do I want to guide these people? But at the same time, how is that going to affect, the black people, the community, the hood, whatever, or whatnot. And I think that's really dope. And I connect to that, especially as a Christian. I'm not a Christian rapper, but still, like how and the more I grow, it's still something in my mind that's like, okay, how am I gonna push this? God bless me with this responsibility with these fans, with these people that's listening to my music. How am I gonna use my talents to bring people to God or tell people about God, or what am I gonna say? But at the same time, still want people to like the music, so I'm gonna, I'm not saying nothing ratchet or anything crazy, but still, like, it's a balance. It's a, okay, what do I do? How do I say it? I don't want to be like, I don't want to be a savior. I don't want to be like holier than thou, but at the same time, I feel like he's having that battle, and I can really relate to it. So.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
But no, seriously though, like when you have a platform, it's almost like you have the responsibility to say something, I won't say important, but to say something of meaning, especially when people are listening. Some people grasp on every word, so you can sometimes feel it almost could be a little overbearing or overwhelming to
obligated.
Feel obligated to say something that really matters, and I feel like he's really having that kind of self inner conflict.
Right.
I think it's dope.
So I'll support that. So what you think about Auntie Diaries?
I liked it. It was cool. It's kind of similar to We Cry Together. Not saying the same concept or nothing like that, but I feel I didn't really want to hear it more than once. That was me though. I mean, some people might feel differently. I thought it was cool that I felt like he was being very open, very transparent. I'm assuming these stories are true.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not, he did a really good job of painting the
I'm
picture.
assuming they are.
Right.
You never know.
Exactly.
Yeah,
If they're not,
I'm thinking they are.
Yeah. If they're not, he did a very good job of painting the picture for me. And that's what I really, honestly, that's really what I like the most about the song, just the vulnerability. To kind of put yourself out there, put your family out there, and just to tell these stories. I mean, as a song as a whole, I didn't think it was the hottest song ever, but just to have that honesty and vulnerability and openness with your fans and people who are listening, I thought was dope.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't really care so much about the, gay stuff or whatever, LGBTQ, all that kind of stuff. Like, I know some people, I saw a few people talking about that. And I knew that would be kind of a touchy topic or issue, a hot button issue that people would kind of cling to. But to me, it's not even about that. It's not even about whether his aunt or uncle, whoever is, lesbian, gay, whatever. To me, it wasn't even about that. I just appreciate the fact that he was that open and transparent. That's what I liked about it. Like,
yeah.
They could have been drug dealers and all that kind of stuff for all I care. It's not about what they were or what they did. It was about the fact that he took that pain, those issues, and put them into an art form and let us listen to it. So I thought that was dope.
Right. I mean, I feel the same way about it. This was one of them ones where he just kind of just stripped it down and just told a story. It was just like, it was interesting to listen to.
Right.
It was just like, okay, let me hear, like, how did you handle that?
Right.
And like I say, he was very open about it, and it was just like, what would you do if you had a family member and y'all, we raised to feel a certain way? Like, me as a Christian, I understand that, we're supposed to love everybody, but at the same time, we, that's something that we don't necessarily believe in as Christians or necessarily support, but we're not supposed to, hate the people.
Right.
We're still supposed to love everybody. So like, when you're coming from that point of view and you got like a family member and you might be raised a certain way, whether it's the streets, whether it's the church or whatever, like how you handle that, because that's still your aunt, that's still your uncle or whatever. And I feel like at the end, like they, he even had like a church scene where like he said he stood up and he said something like, aren't we supposed to love? And yeah, we are supposed to love. And I'm not gonna even go like down that path like that, go down the rabbit hole about like gay and Christianity and all that stuff. I'm not gonna go into all that, but I just like that, like I said, that was like a very interesting story of him having to deal with that growing up, and you got kids, they picking, what's up with you, whatever. So that's a lot of heavy stuff to be dealing with as a as a young person or whatnot. So if I was ranking them, it would probably be towards the bottom, but it's not a bad song at all. It's just like, it's definitely something to just like take in, like, okay, that's interesting. Like, that's crazy that you went through that, whatever, like, whatever. So, Morale. What is Mr. Morale again? Oh, okay. How'd you feel about Mr. Morale?
I didn't really care for it that much. I didn't
You
really
like
care.
that beat?
No, I didn't.
He stole your beat from the joint, from the album that you gave me.
Which one?
The album that you gave me, I feel like that's one of the beats on your album.
I ain't got no beat that sound like that. I ain't got no beat.
You got the Star Troopers beats on.
I ain't never had no beat that sound like that. And I think that's another reason why I didn't really care for it that much. I feel like it to me, it was very, I don't say reminiscent, that's probably not the right word, but it felt very Kanye-ish. New Kanye-ish.
You think so?
Yeah, to me. Had a very new slave type feel. And to me it had a very what album was that? Yeezus? Had a very Yeezus. I feel like it had a very new Kanye type production type feel, and I don't really care for a lot of those type of beats.
If it was Yeezus, it would have went harder than that. Most of them beats had like some grit to it. Like, that was too light.
But regardless, I didn't really. The song was, I'm not saying it was trash. It was alright to me.
Same thing. Like it would be probably on the lower end. Yeah. Again, not bad. I probably would let it rock. I probably would actually let this song rock. I don't think I would skip it, but it's a lower joint. Yeah. Mother I Sober.
I actually don't really remember this one.
That's the one where he was talking about like getting. Well, he said he didn't get touched, but I think it was like an uncle or something that was touching people or something, and they was asking him, and he said no.
Yeah, I remember him saying that. I don't remember how it sounded. I do remember that though.
Hurry up, man.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't like that one?
Not really.
I actually like Mother I'm Sober, and he goes back into that kind of low key flow.
Yeah.
And it's another story, and I actually like that story more than the Auntie Diaries. I like that story more, actually.
Me too.
And it's actually, that's deep too. Like he's really like opening up about a lot of like crazy stuff of what he's going through, and I would have to like listen to it again to really be able to go, a little bit more detail into what he's really talking about. But I do remember he was talking about like, I guess it was somebody in his family, or uncle or somebody, and they was asking if he touched them, and he said he didn't, and he didn't lie about it, but they didn't believe him. And going through that, like, and I like that one better. I like the beat better, and it was actually kind of sad. Like
it was kind of sad. Yeah,
you can feel these stories, man. Like
you really can.
And I feel like it's fine to have these songs on an album like this. I think the to go back to the Pimp a Butterfly, I feel like almost all them songs are these. Like, you kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'd have to go listen to it again to say that.
Like, I feel like that's probably why I don't like the Pimp a Butterfly as much, because it's like you can't say they whack.
Right.
Or whatever, and like, he's going in and it's art and all that stuff, but I don't necessarily want a whole album of Auntie Diaries, Mother I Sober, or whatever. I don't want a full album of that. It's just too much. Like, I like that he balances it out with actual like bangers and like catchy stuff or whatever you want to call it, or whatever. But Mirror.
Don't remember Mirror either.
I choose me, I'm sorry. I choose me, I'm sorry.
Yeah, this one was cool. This was cool. Again, it wasn't one of my favorites, but it was just cool.
I like the way I like him ending it with that.
Yeah, I do too.
Cause that hook kind of it means a lot. Like, with him having that battle throughout the whole album with what he should be saying, he's actually finally, I guess, like, letting go of that responsibility and just say, I choose me. Like, I'm gonna do what I like. I'm gonna take care of my family. I'm gonna not worry so much about, guiding the people per se or whatever. Like, so I like that he ended on that. Like I said, it was anyway. Trying to call me during my show, throwing me off. But anyway, I like that he ended it on that. Like, if I was ranking again, it would be probably like mid to low. Yeah. But it's a lot of songs. Something got to be at the bottom. Like, something got to be in the bottom. That's not me saying it's bad. I like the song. I like that he ended it like that. I get what he was trying to say and where he was going with it. So, like, I liked it. Yeah. So
I said the same thing. Probably mid to low. I liked it. It was cool. Nice little joint. Yeah.
So we went through all the songs. So I got a question for you. Mm-hmm. So when we talked about this, maybe like last week or so, when I first talked to you and asked you, did you listen to it? Mm-hmm. Now you said you was disappointed. Now you sound a little better about it that we talking about it. You didn't say that. So did anything change for you? Did you was expecting a lot, and then like as you listen to it, it's like, well, this is actually really good, or whatever? Or was it just like the first initial and you was just like, your expectations were real high and it didn't meet them, and then when you listen to it, it kind of, because it do seem like you kind of changed a little bit from when we was talking on the phone. Like, I thought we was kind of gonna be arguing more, but we not.
Actually. I did too.
Yeah. So what happened? Like, what's going on?
So it's a little mixture of everything what you just said. So I am still disappointed. I'm still disappointed.
Really?
Yes, but now that I've got to listen to it more, I have more time to listen to it. It has grown on me. I do like it a lot more. I enjoyed it a lot more. But now I'm still disappointed. I was kind of hoping we get more. I was really hoping it wouldn't be this. I told you this before. I know you kind of disagree, but to me it reminds me a lot of To Pimp a Butterfly. To me, it's almost like a mixture between To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn, almost like a halfway mark between the two. And I wasn't a big fan of again. I'm probably just only my second time so far in this episode where I got to stop myself and rewind.
That's true. You
was
about to say facts.
I did like. We already said this in the beginning that I liked every album. Every album Kendrick dropped, I've liked a lot. I enjoyed. I lost my mind. We wasn't really talking. We wasn't really cool like that when To Pimp a Butterfly dropped. Mm-hmm. But the first time I heard To Pimp a Butterfly, I lost my mind. Like, I called my boys. I was like, "Yo, have y'all heard this out? Like, yo,
okay.
like,
really?
Yeah,
You was like that?
Yeah, because And let me finish though.
Okay.
Because I thought it was so different. It was so artistic. Like,
right.
It was to me, To Pimp a Butterfly was like its own piece of like artwork. Like I don't even want to call it like an album. Like to me, it was kind of like the joint we talking about. We cry together. Like I don't even want to put it in a music category because to me it's just like it's its own art form. Like it was just amazing. I remember the first time I heard it. I think like during like track 2, I was like, yo, he like found a way to fuse like hip hop with like funk, like funkadelic, like jazz. I was like, it sounded like he got George Clinton on here. Right. And then I looked at it, I was like, George Clinton is on here? I was like, bro, like who's pulling out George Clinton on a hip hop album? Bro, I lost my mind. I was like, yo, this is crazy. Okay. Because I'm a huge P-Funk, like George Clinton, like whatever, like that sound, like I'm all about it.
I'm waiting for you to pull the rug.
But okay, as dope as art is, just because your art is really dope doesn't mean I want to listen to it all the time. Like a really good movie, sometimes movies can be really good, like Titanic or whatever. But yeah, once I've watched it once or twice, I think The Sixth Sense is a really good example of that. Like
what?
When you watch The Sixth Sense, if you haven't seen it for whatever reason, I guess it's gonna be kind of a spoiler alert. But once you get to like, I'm not gonna spoil it. Once you get to the ending,
why not?
I'm trying to be nice
because people know.
I keep my point across when I say it.
If you ain't seen it by now,
right? The point is, obviously, there's a huge plot twist at the end of the movie, and once you've seen it at one time, you're like, it's still a good movie, but it's like when you know the plot twist, it's like that's not as good anymore. And it's kind of how I felt about To Pimp a Butterfly. Not that there was a plot twist or anything, but it was such a good like art form. It was amazing, but it didn't have, to me, those hooks and catchy bangers and stuff like that, like a Good Kid, Mad City had. Or even like some of his other like later work like Damn had and stuff like that, like the Loyalty. I mean, he had King Kunta, which is fire. King Kunta, I like that.
Yeah, I never really liked King Kunta.
That grew on me actually. I actually didn't care for that much at first, but it grew on me. We Gonna Be Alright was on there, so I mean I like that too. But again,
I can do rapping.
Yeah. But overall, though, the album to me didn't have a lot of replay value.
Okay.
And that's actually how I feel about this one even now. Now that I've listened to it more, I like it more. I'm not gonna say I don't. I still think it's a really good album. But
I feel like it got a lot of replay. I think it do got replay value. This one.
Yeah, for me it does. I already know. I know who I am, and I know I'm probably gonna listen to it a few more times, and then it'll probably fall off for a while, and maybe months down the line, I'll be like, oh, let me listen to it again. But I know I'm not.
But that's what it's about, though, right? You ain't gonna listen to it every day for the rest of your life. Of course, it's gonna be like some off
that's
time.
Exaggerating, but no, there's albums that I bump all the time. Like I like a lot. Like
what albums? I'm curious.
Well, somebody talking about Good Kid. Hey, my trail was actually fired, but we're not talking about him. So you talking about Kendrick? Good Kid, Mad City is an album I can listen to all the time. Like all the time. I can listen to it tomorrow. I can listen to it next week. Like to me, I play that album a lot. Like I like it a lot. And if we want to dive into other albums, I mean, there's a lot of albums like Big Sean, Drake. 50 Years to Die Trying is my favorite hip hop album ever. Like I listen to those albums all the time. It's not like I'm bumping heavy for 2 weeks and then I'm gonna drop them for a long time. Like I might listen to the album now. I listen to it next month. For this album, for me, it's not. I know it's not gonna get a lot of replay value out of me. I'm like I said, it's hot right now, so I'm listening to it now. But I know in probably like another 2 weeks, it'll probably fade into the background for me, and then maybe later on down the line, I might pick it up again.
How often are you listening to Get Rich or Die Trying? When the last time you listened to that album?
Probably like a few months ago. That's my point. But that's my point, though.
It's been a few months.
Okay, but if I can listen to the album every 3 months...
You listen to the album every 3 months?
I can. And like I said, for the fact that I just listened to it a few months ago, said something to me since it dropped in, 01 or whatever it dropped?
No, man.
Or that's probably 05. But the point is that it dropped in 05, and I'm still listening to it several times a year. Like, I can honestly say, I ain't got a Bible, but I honestly say I listen to Get Rich or Die Trying at least once a year. This album probably not gonna get that from me.
Well, I mean, I guess that's just you, and that's how you judge it. But me, I don't. I go back to albums, but I feel you, but I don't quite do it like that. I don't quite do it like that because I come back to all Kendricks except for The Pimp a Butterfly. I come back to all of them. I listened to Good Kid, Mad City probably last year. Darn, I went back to that recently just because I was comparing it to this one or whatever. But I always go back to that because that's potentially my favorite one, especially before this one came out. So I'm probably going to come back to this one too. Like I come back, but it's not like a specific thing. Like with TV shows, I kind of do my TV shows like that. I know a TV show is like in my top 5, top 10 when I can like The Office, like every like so often I'll just go and watch the whole thing through. but it's not like a specific. Like it could be a year, it could be 2 years. It just depends on when I feel like I want to watch some Office. Like I feel like watching some Futurama. I just started number 1 and go through it. So it's not like, you know, what I'm getting at is, you know, I'm not really quite understanding, because I feel like at some point you will come back to this album. It may not be like an every year thing, but I feel like you'll come back to it and you'll enjoy it. And I feel like that's enough, but maybe it's not enough from your standards. Like it got to be like a yearly thing. Or whatever. Like me, if I come back to you, that's it. Like if it, you know, even if it was like 2 years, like I look like Missy Super Duper Fly. I can go like a few years without listening to it, but I'm gonna come back because I love that album. But that don't make it no better or worse than no other album per se. It's just I just thought about I want to listen to some Missy. Let me go through her discography. And so I guess it's I get what you're saying, but it's a little different. That's why I was kind of like, well, I mean, if you come back to it, I feel like you'll come back to it at some point or whatnot, especially more than T-Pab. But if you come back, but like I said, do you know, you might be a little bit more strict on that. Like I listen to these more, so da 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 da. Like
we're definitely different on that, because like my favorite albums, I can honestly say I probably listen to them at least once a year. Like that Motivation 101, Carter 3, Carter 2. I listen to those albums at least once a year, if not more. But I would say at least once a year.
I don't think I have albums like that I listen
to. But that's another thing too, though. I actually like. Well, I haven't done it in a while now. I finally moved into the new age. But I mean, you've been on my place before. You know, I got like CD. I actually have CDs. Like I actually listen to CDs. One of the few people, if not the only person, who still listens to CDs. I don't really do it much now, though. I finally kind of moved into the new age where everything's streaming or whatever. But
right.
And I was actually gonna. It's funny you said that, because I was actually gonna use it as an example. So no, I don't really buy CDs or albums anymore. But for me, I wouldn't want to buy an album if I'm only listening to it once every 3 years or whatever. And I guess that's kind of my point. If I like an album that much, when I'm willing to buy it, I'm gonna listen to it at least once a year. At least once a year.
You think so?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to buy an album and not listen to it once every 3 years or 4 years or whatever.
Because I mean, you can't listen to everything. It's so many good things. There's so many classics. Yeah. I mean, like just like the other day, like that day we went bowling. When I got in the car, I listened to Can't Ban the Snowman. that mixtape is classic. Like I love that mixtape, but I hadn't listened to that mixtape in years, but I still feel like it's classic. I'm not like, I don't, like I said, just me personally, I don't have like a particular set of albums that I listen to every year. It just goes off of, okay, yo, I'm in the mood to listen to, I want to listen to that Can't Ban the Snowman. That was that joint. I remember that's one of my favorite mixtapes from Jeezy. So if I can do that with your album and go through it, like that's enough for me. Like I don't really, like I said, it's too many albums. Like I'm not gonna be thinking of everything at what. Like it's too many albums. Like one day I might be like, all right, shoot, I want to listen to Man on the Moon.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to that every year, but I love that album. Like you know what I'm saying. So
I think it also depends too on how often you listen to albums. I know a lot of people who don't. Like I know people who like a new album come out, they listen to it once, and they're like favorite or whatever their favorite joints, and after that they don't listen to the actual album like ever again. They just circle back to those favorites, or they put like their favorites in a playlist or whatever and do that. I listen to albums a lot. I'm gonna say I probably listen to albums almost just as much as I just stream random singles. So that's another difference for me.
I mean, I listen to albums a lot, but I think the difference with me is there are a lot of projects that I won't ever come back to.
Yeah.
Or I might listen to a song just because I like that song and I'm out.
Right.
So it's a lot that I'm not going back to. But if I'm coming back, I'm coming back. Like, another example, like Justin Timberlake 2020.
That's a good one.
I might just, some R&B. Let me get this. I love that album. It's classic.
Yeah.
Put that on. But I probably ain't listen. Well, actually, probably listened to that like not last year, but maybe the year before. I think. But I don't think I listened to the whole album. I think I just listened to some joints. But as far as like going and like listening to that album, it's been like a few years.
Me too. For me, actually, that was a really good album.
So what I'm getting at the end of the day, it's gotta be some albums that you think is classic that you don't listen to every year? I'm kind of finding that hard to believe.
No, I mean, yeah. Like I said, that 2020 is actually a really good example because that was a really good album. But I probably haven't heard that in a few years. But, again, it's kind of my point. Apparently, it's not one of my favorites because if it was, I would have came back to it already.
So?
Yeah.
You coming to it eventually? If you probably gonna listen to it now. That I mentioned it. Like,
no, I'm not saying I'm not
you just
gonna
want to think about it.
I'm not saying I'm not gonna come back to this album at all. But if we want to compare it again to like the Pimp a Butterfly, I haven't heard that album in years. So, and I do plan to come back to it eventually.
I actually ran through it real quick, just in comparison. I ran through it real quick just to make sure I was in the right headspace with what I thought about that album, and it didn't change or whatever. But I'm not gonna just listen to that one. Like that's the only one I'm probably not gonna really come back to and run through as far as Kendrick goes. Yeah. I'm gonna come back to all of them at some point. And the last time I listened to Good Kid, Mad City was probably like 2-3 years ago. 2-3 years ago. But that's a really good album though. Yeah. But like I said, it's not that, strict. You're a little bit more strict with yours. I'm not. Yeah, I am. I don't have a certain album I'm gonna listen to every year. It's gonna vary depending on how I'm feeling that year. Like like last year, I think cause like when you go to Apple and you can like look at like everybody that you listen to. Yeah. I think French Montana was kind of high. And I like French Montana. I don't care what y'all say. French Montana is dope. But he came out with an album that year, and, he kind of ended up moving up to, like, a respectable position, even though his album came out kind of late that year. So it's just, like, it depends on who came out, what I end up thinking about at the time, or what I, just in the mood for. Like, something comes in my head. Oh, yeah, I want to listen. Oh, let me listen to this old Jeezy. I remember, whatever, yeah. Like... It's different, right? It's just you got a set list of albums you're gonna listen to every year. Like Get Rich or Die Trying. Those are good albums though. Yeah. But
I'll come back to it eventually.
You'll come back to it. And you even said he got potential to grow.
Yeah, I already has.
I don't like the disappointment. I feel like he did so much for you to not be disappointed. At least that's worse than the mad. I'm not mad. I'm disappointed. Like I don't like you using disappointed.
I just wanted more not hamburgers, but I just wanted more than joints that slap. I just wanted more catchy stuff.
He didn't give you enough.
No.
How much you wanted?
A lot more. At least half the album. And I feel we didn't get that. We didn't get a lot of swimming pools and stuff like that. Especially hearing like Baby Keem's album, which obviously Baby Keem and Kendrick are two different artists, so we can't really compare the two. But with them being like in the same camp and being family, I definitely feel like I hear similarities in Baby Keem's style or whatever. I thought Baby Keem had a lot more I think what's bothered me the most that Kendrick was on those songs. Like he was on songs like Family Ties and stuff like that. So I was expecting to hear more of those on this, and we didn't get that.
Why?
Because if he's on, I'm thinking, and again because they're in the same camp. Again, they're two different artists, so we can't compare the two. But I was hoping to get more like that on here.
Well, let me pause you real quick.
Or even what you call it? Dang, what's the name of that song? The joint he had with J-Rock and Future.
Okay, let me ask you something because I don't think that's right. I don't think that's fair.
How about you done it before? It ain't like you never done it before. You done it before.
So let me ask you something. So me and you make like different types of music, right? We noticed that a lot in the verses. You make your style of music, I make my style of music. Right. So we gonna do an album, and it's gonna, like I said, we talked about it. I feel like it's gonna be push a little bit more towards like maybe upbeat songs or us really rapping or whatever, and maybe a little bit more upbeat with us, doing it together. So would that be fair for somebody to say, well, Crump did those songs with ones, I was expecting that on his album?
It's fair if I've done it before with Kendrick.
You did it on my album.
No, I'm talking individually.
Well, our album, not
individually.
My album.
Kendrick has done it like Good Kid, Mad City. Like he's done it before. Even damn with like I said, loyalty. Like I feel like it's just more joints I thought were catchy, more radio, more mainstream, and we didn't get a lot of those on this album. I'm not saying he has to. I mean, he's an artist. I expect him to grow as an artist. I was just kind of hoping we get a little more of that, hoping a little more, DNAs, and I feel like we didn't get a lot of those on this album.
I think that's the N95.
One song on the album? That's my point.
Rich Spirit.
Rich Spirit wasn't hot, and that wasn't. Rich Spirit was hot as N95.
He got the
Rich Spirit was hot as N95.
No, I like N95 better, but it still gave you that catchiness. He gave you the, he gave you the joints that's catchy. Maybe you don't like them as much, but I feel like that's, I said this, I was talking to you about this when we was talking about Cole and him falling off. Mm-hmm. And I was saying it's easier for him because he doesn't have that, I don't feel like his bar is high. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's kind of, I don't want to say this. I don't know if it's fair. It kind of is fair, but it's kind of not fair because I feel like when you have an album like Good Kid, Mad City, and that bar is up here, and everybody likes that album so much, it's almost like you're never gonna be able to reach it because like when you go and you say why you're disappointed, you're comparing it to Swimming Pools. Like that's like a classic song, a classic album. That's hard to. That was what it was then, and this is what it is now. And when you compare the two, it's like you almost always going to be disappointed because it's going to be hard to reach that level of album. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's tough.
No, yeah, I get it. I agree with you 100%, and I don't expect that from him. That's unfair for me to even expect him to drop another Good Kid, Mad City, and I wasn't expecting that. He's grown as an artist. He's not even the same person he was all those years ago. I was kind of hoping of a mixture. Like I said, just like we get nothing like this on this album. Nothing like this.
Yeah, but there you go again. You compare it to
him. I'm comparing him to him a few years ago.
Yes,
like,
yes.
That's more than fair. Like I'm not.
I don't think that's fair because you asking for a specific song.
No. Okay, so this is this album already. So this is again.
I like that album,
right? I like it too. But my point is, I've already told you that this was my. It wasn't my favorite album of his. I mean, yeah, I put it at number 2, but honestly, it wasn't my favorite album of his. So my point is,
mine.
Exactly. I mean, all Kendrick albums are gonna be dope, but I'm not saying like I expect a whole album of Humbles. I'm not saying I just want more. Give me like 4 or 5 of these joints where I hear it and immediately I'm like. Yeah, that's fire. That's how I felt about Humble. As soon as I heard Humble, I was like, oh, this joint slaps. I didn't feel that way about anything. The closest thing I got to that on this album was N95. And I didn't even think, like, immediately, like, oh, this slaps. It wasn't like, it had to grow on me. I didn't feel like nothing on this album was an immediate, like, that's like a slap, like a immediately off gate. And I just wanted more of that. And that's why I was disappointed. The album is still a good album. It's Kendrick. It's going to be a good album. But he didn't really have nothing on this album where I immediately heard it. And I was like, yo, you heard that one joint? Yo, this is fire. Like we do.
I'm surprised you didn't do that with N95. I'm still shocked. That got me from the gate.
Nothing like that
from the gate. Yeah. N95, that was the one. Like if you're gonna compare one to like you say nothing like this, I would say N95.
N95 gave the same feel as Humble did.
Yeah. To be honest, I like N95 immediately. Humble had to grow on me.
Really?
Yeah, Humble had to grow on me. I had to listen to that one a few times for I really like Humble. So I mean, I guess it's all subjective, but I would think that like if you're talking about that type of song, like I would offer N95.
Yeah. Wow. What about DNA? It made the same thing with DNA. It made you feel the same way.
Yeah, I feel like he gave you enough like catchy stuff, like maybe I feel what you're saying as far as like maybe the energy ain't as high or whatever, but I feel like he gave you enough catchiness to suffice the knowledge. Like I said,
I agree with that.
He had the stuff at the end, the Auntie Diaries and stuff, and like I said, that's kind of more of a T-Pad kind of things, but it's only like 2 songs. He got the Savior. The Savior, the N95s, the Rich Spirits, the Diehards. That's still catchiness. It's not like upbeat like bangers per se, but it's a catchy joint that the Yeah Babies and he gave you enough catchiness and stuff that that you can ride to and rock to or whatever to suffice, I believe.
No, I agree with you 100%. It was enough for me to suffice, like. But that's
you wanted more though.
Yeah, I didn't want it to suffice. I wanted, like you just said, like they were catchy, but they weren't bangers. I wanted bangers, and I feel like we didn't really get that on this album, and that's why I said with disappointment. Yeah, they were catchy. I'm not saying they weren't bad songs. There were some songs that
I don't like that word. That hurts.
Yeah. You said it yourself. You said it just now, like they weren't bangers, but they were catchy. Like
no. I still don't like the disappointment. Yeah, I don't like that. That hurts.
Let down, is that better? No.
I actually like Let Down.
I was let down by this album.
So would you say that maybe your expectations might have been a little bit too high, maybe?
So I didn't want to say that because, I mean, I guess if I had to say, I would say yeah, but I don't think they were too high. I think I was expecting something different because the album definitely hit the level I was expecting. So I don't want to say it was too high because he met it. If not anything, he exceeded it. Just the lyrical and the artistic creativeness of it, or creativity. Creativeness,
creativity, yeah, whatever.
Creativeness of it.
We know what you're saying,
right? So I don't want to say I don't say my expectations were too high because he if anything he exceeded my expectations as far as how good the album is as a whole. I just maybe my expectations for the amount of bangers that were gonna be on the album maybe was too high, maybe. Okay. But I was kind of honestly already kind of expecting it anyway after Damn and just kind of the direction I feel like he's been going in. So,
okay,
yeah.
What's the letter grade? That's what we do. Letter grades. What's up?
That's tough. Wow, that's tough. I'm gonna say B plus. Only reason I'm not giving it A's for the banger thing, but it was a really good album.
You know what? I might agree with that.
Yeah.
It definitely could have been better. It's not like it's a perfect album. Yeah. It's not like it's a perfect album. I guess there could be some improvements. I would say, maybe B plus, A minus, because I really like it a lot. He really says a lot of stuff that I'm feeling on that I can relate to, and so maybe A minus, B plus. I'm in the same area with it. Yeah. So what's your top 3
songs? Mm-hmm. Oh boy, actually I probably don't have to look.
What you
N95, for sure.
Is this in any order, or you just rattling them
I was gonna say not in order, but I mean, somebody saying I would N95 is number 1 for me. After that, it gets kind of. Let me look at this track list. After that, it gets kind of iffy.
I'm gonna go. Like I said, N95 might be my favorite joint.
Yeah, it's definitely mine.
N95, I like Rich Spirit and Count Me Out. Those are my top 3. I think Rich Spirit is. I forgot about Father Time.
I was about to say, Father Time is number 2. So N95 number 1, Father Time number 2, and for number 3, I might say Savior maybe. I like Silent Hill's hook, bro. I like this. It's catchy, bro. I'm not gonna lie, but overall as a song, like you said, I don't really Kodak's version. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to. I like what you call it too. I like We Cry Together, despite what I said about it, just because it's such an artistic expression.
That's honorable mention. I just gotta say.
That's why I do that. Yeah, I'll give that honorable mention. So I'm gonna say N95 number 1, Father Time is definitely number 2, and then number 3, I think I'm gonna give it to Savior.
Okay, I'm gonna go N95, then I'm gonna do Count Me Out, and then Father Time, Rich Spirit, close number 4. I love Rich Spirit is my joint. But okay, let's move a little bit forward with it. So how does this album stack up for the albums that have come out this year, or other albums in general? We can it don't necessarily have to be this year, but of course we talked about Pusha not too long ago, and what else came out? I know you listened to Future. Yeah. I ain't listened to Future or Wale yet. I wish I had. I just haven't found the time so we compare them to, but I said that Pusha's album was solid, but I felt like Kendrick was gonna get him, and I feel like he did. I feel like I still need to listen to. I listened to a few Futures. I already have an idea of where I feel like that's gonna land, but I still need to listen to Wale's. But I feel like right now, I feel like Kendrick has the best album of the year. I feel like he got pushed. And he's kind of in the front seat of the albums that's come out this year so far.
I think you're right. I kind of wish I knew this question was coming, so I could do my research. I'm trying to think what else dropped this year. I'm trying to think what else did Drake drop? Drake dropped this year, right? Was that this year?
Drake didn't drop this year.
It was last year.
I think it was last year. Cause him and Kanye came out last year, right?
I think you're. I feel like Drake. I feel like Drake. Oh wait, no, you're right. That was last year. You're right.
Oh, Harlow came out this year. I ain't listened to his yet either.
I didn't know it dropped already. I haven't heard it either.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was out already.
He came out. I mean, we could do a quick search. 2022 albums.
Dang, I don't know Harlow was out already. I'm gonna go check that out. I did hear Future. I might have to put Kendrick as number one so far this year. I personally enjoy Pusha more.
You think so?
Yeah, I like this album.
Why
a lot.
so?
Just kind of what I've been saying this whole time. I feel like I had a lot more catchier stuff, harder beats.
Oh yeah, Chains came out this year.
2 Chainz?
Yeah.
I missed
Dope
that.
Don't Spell Itself. I wasn't a
Definitely one of my
big
radar.
fan of that one, unfortunately.
I actually didn't hear it. Definitely one of my radar. I didn't even know.
That's another thing. But what you were saying about is dry?
Oh, yeah, I just enjoyed it more. I thought it had catchier beats, harder hooks, and everything. Just I thought it was overall just a more catchier mainstream album. So I enjoyed it more. But in terms of just being, in terms of hip hop albums as a whole, in terms of creativity, why am I doing this today?
Creativity.
Creativeness. In terms of creativeness, creativity. I guess it depends how you put it in a sentence. In terms of creativity, content, and just the way the songs are put together. Overall, I think Kendrick had a better hip hop album.
Yeah, I can't put Pusha over that in any way. I know you kind of separated it a little bit. It ain't no way you can slice it for me to put that Pusha over, because I feel like one of the main reasons why is I connect to the stuff that Kendrick was saying better.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about selling no crack, and like that's cool and all.
Yeah.
That's cool and all, the crack talk, because like, well, number one, Pusha ain't even my favorite crack rapper. He's not, when he comes on what he talking about, but
right.
And that's what it's gonna be, and that's fine. But when you got somebody that's really talking about all this other stuff and really, bringing all this other stuff to the table that people don't rap about, and he just got too much substance for me to put that Pusha over. Like, Pusha would have to be so much better of an album, like, for me to. And like when we talked about Pusha, it was like it's good, it's solid, but it wasn't that like ooh, like I wasn't going there with it. Like
I liked it a lot.
Ooh, like I liked it, but it wasn't like ooh, like it would need to be ooh, like like the beats would have had to be a little bit better, because I like a lot of Kendrick's beats. Yeah. So I mean, when you kind of like if you even on beats and even on like like good songs or whatever, like I gotta lean on the content and the stuff that, like I said, Kendrick was saying just resonated with me more, and that's I like, not to say I don't like Pusha's album, it was a solid album, but I gotta go with Kendrick. He just came with too much.
Yeah, I agree with that. I can't argue with that. I ain't mad at it. Like I said, I just liked Pusha's album more. But I mean, if we're talking about album of the year, or you're talking about giving that somebody a Grammy, I mean, that's got to go to Kendrick so far, as of right now. I forgot. Earth Gang dropped this year. That was actually a pretty good album.
I understand.
It was a pretty good album. But yeah, I like Pusha a lot. But Kendrick, yeah, I gotta say, so far from what I've heard, I gotta give it to Kendrick so far, best hip hop album of the year.
Okay, and so let's wrap it up here.
Okay.
So. I think it was our last episode release or whatnot. We was talking about the big three. We was talking about the big three.
I meant to mention this to you too, and I forgot. Yeah,
who can move and all that extra stuff about Kendrick taking forever to come out, and I said that's gonna be null and void once the album drops. So you remember this conversation we had? All right, so how you feel now that this is out and we hear it? How you feel now?
I'm laughing because I actually want to. I'm not gonna bring it up now. We can talk it off camera, or whatever. But I got another topic, an interesting topic to bring up to you. But to answer your question, yes, it's got to be Cole now at this point. It's got to be Cole now. After this album, it's got to be Cole. If we're moving somebody, I still think he needs to move. But if we're moving somebody, after this album, Kendrick raised the bar a lot. Yeah. Yeah,
I feel like. I'm not even gonna go down that. I'm trying to move away from the cold hatred. Even though I don't hate Cole, but it comes off that way. Yeah, he do. So I'm trying to move away from that, especially since I know we got an episode probably coming down the road on was it Nerds Delight that I'm gonna have to speak up again. So
probably
I'm gonna fall back on that. That's all I wanted to know. Just because we had that conversation about if one of the three, the big three, had to move, and somebody else be in there like a Big Sean or whatever, who would move? And you know, he was kind of feeling some way about maybe, I don't know, about between Kendrick and Cole, because it's been a while since Kendrick. I don't know this and the third. So, but now since this came out, you know, that's what it is.
Kendrick's spot solidified.
Yeah, I said that he different, man. Like he's overall Kendrick. I got on the bandwagon, like I said, late, but his whole body of work, looking back and with this release, and really, you know, that dude, he's a different type of artist. Like, he really stands out. He definitely should go down as one of the greatest.
Yeah, easily.
He's very talented, very, you know, got multifaceted, you know, with how he creates his music. He's not scared to push the envelope. He's that person that I talk about that makes me feel a certain way about Cole. That person on the court, if we're talking like in terms of basketball, that's doing the behind the back dunks and crossing over and doing all this extra stuff or whatever, like he's gonna go that extra mile and bring you something different, even if it's like, okay, this ain't a banger, but I still can get something out of this. It's still like, okay, he's telling a dope story, or he got this type of flow that he's doing, or he finds a way. Like, it's just the way he does his music is very inspiring to me. I like you know, what he does, and it's like makes me want to like man, let me get in the mood and do something, like, you know, like, and every artist doesn't do that for me. It's only, you know, a select few that makes, because I view myself pretty highly as an artist, so you have to be a certain type of artist for me to be like, okay, dang, like, wish I thought of that. Like, that's different. Like, dang, I might not be able to pull that off. Like, that's fire. Like, or whatever. Everybody don't get that from me. Not to sound like I'm, you know, but you get what I'm saying. I'm not tooting my own horn, but you know, if you rap, then you know, it probably takes a little bit more to impress you than somebody that don't rap.
Right. Yeah.
Or whatnot. So I just wanted to give that props, give Kendrick his flowers overall. It's just, you know, I don't know how many more albums we probably will get from him. I mean, with the gaps and, you know, him saying he had writer's block, and who knows? I would think maybe one more.
One more out
right? Yeah, but I feel like at this point he's pretty much solidified as just, you know, definitely one of the greatest. You got anything else you wanted to add to it?
Yeah, props to Kendrick. He got a very solid album, very good album.
Thanks. All of them, like I said, all of them respect. I don't think anybody else I can really say that about. Right. You know, they got one or two where it's just like, I don't know about that one. But we broke this down. I don't know how long was that shit. I need to get a timer.
We really should.
I really need to get a timer so I can keep it with, because I can't see on the camera. Whatever, but
we did a good job though.
Yeah, we really broke it down. I hope y'all enjoyed it. We really gave y'all details or whatever. We gonna do something fun next time. I'm not gonna tell y'all what we gonna
this is fun, man.
talk about. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. This is almost like, you know, hip hop Bible study. Like, you know what I'm saying. Like, we gonna do something kind of like with, you know, more like fun and jokes and stuff for our next episode. It's gonna be like, you know, something kind of silly or whatever, something a little different from just like kind of like studying. Like, nothing wrong with it. Like, nothing wrong with breaking down the album, studying it. We definitely gonna do more album breakdowns, especially if y'all like them. But you know, we gonna come with some other stuff too. So, you know, that's what it is, man. You know, it was good. It was good. You had fun.
It was fun, man. All in all, Kendrick did a really good album. Shout out to Kendrick again. Pushing the envelope on every album. It's been a good episode, man. I enjoyed myself.
All right, well, thank y'all for watching another episode of Chillin' with Ones. Again, I am Jay Ones. I'm here with
Crump Casso.
And remember to put God first, because that's how we do it over here. We're going to catch y'all next time on the flippity flip, flop, the tip, pop, the kippity tap, tip, the tap, hip, hop, the hippity hop. Oh, all right, I'm out. Peace.